few more hours of tomfoolery. I think I might change my location because I don't prefer the background noise that I got going on here. So let me see. So anybody that's coming here in the future, I've already done another video before this, so I'm just kind of getting this prepared. What up, Jan Schumann? The FAP, no FAP video. Man, I covered those so many times. It's, you know, the last two videos I've made actually have covered that a little bit. And, I mean, I'll do one specifically. It just, I feel like I'm being redundant with that because it's such a simple little thing to talk about. Let me see this one. Ooh, much better. Cool. Yeah, Jan Schumann. So, yeah. Let me do something else here. Live stream. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do a live stream on fapping. I'll just are you allowed to do that on YouTube? Could I just sit here and like jerk off on camera? Is that allowed? I don't know. Or do I gotta put like an 18 or over? Let me show you how to fap properly. Do some real magic on film, right? I mean, why do you think porn is free anyways? Because they're doing magic. If you really understood what's happening, why do you think it's free? They're using a very high level occult magic. I mean, did anybody read Crowley? Sex magic and all of this? And this is, the whole world is sex magic anyways. We all just dance around it. Everything is, you know, what's the joke about the only reason a guy gets a job and has a house is because a girl's not gonna fuck you in your car. I mean, some will. Got a nice enough car. I mean, to actually, you know, then get a wife, procreate and all that, like, I mean, men would be home, men would all be houseless. I feel like this is zoomed in. Is this, you guys got it? Is this a good image of me here? Is this all right? I feel like this is, I feel like I'm taking up too much of the screen here with my face. All your cakes are belong to us. How funny. Unsins, you going back to the beginning of the internet, huh? All your cakes belong to us. Live stream, where are we at here? Father Lucifer, what's my take on coffee? I think coffee's a genius substance. I think it just needs to be used ritually. I have a video called Coffee and Ritual Digestion or something like this. I would suggest check that out, man. But the condensed version of what I said there was coffee prepared in the right way is a great idea. It's a bean. It's from the earth. You know, especially when you're making it. I like coffee. I think the better version of coffee is espresso because it's spending less time in the hot water and you're getting less of the chemicals out of it. If it doesn't have all the chemicals anyways, and when I say chemicals, by making espresso at different temperatures, you're getting different enzymes and different things out of the bean, so you're getting more of the good stuff out and less of the bitter tannins by making espresso, and it's going to have way less caffeine in it, so it's going to be less jittery. So dark roast has less caffeine, plus espresso is less time in the hot water, and because not only is it a ritual for people, but it also is good for moving the bowels, cleaning out the intestines. Not only using it as an enema is a great idea, but just drinking it as long as you don't become a coffee addict and you're never really addicted to the coffee, it's all the chemicals they put in it, just like cigarettes. The idea is to use it as a thank you. You know, throw out the rest for your dead homies. No different than anything else. As long as you know how to use it, everything has its proper place. And tobacco and I mean, I've done plenty of videos on tobacco and coffee as well. My thoughts on cocaine: the plant is great. If you could find yourself some pink fish scale from somewhere, you're not gonna have all of anything in its true unadulterated form is a great idea, but what we receive is never near close enough to that. I don't prefer it. I don't like it. I'm already out of my fucking mind. I'm already like, this is what we do. This is why people meditate, because we're already crazy people. We already have too much energy of the mind. We're already, for me, and I think anybody that has done both of these things, cocaine is no different than urine looping. The only difference is urine looping is cleaner. It's clearing you. It makes your mind precise. It's healthy. It's very similar though. I think anybody that's done both would agree with that. If you've ever had good yay, it's a very similar thing. But there's no hangover. There's no I need more of it. There's none of that. You drink your urine, you have to sleep less. It's the same. It's a very similar construct of what's occurring. And obviously, the origination of the plant, people would be chewing it as they're working in the fields, and chewing the plant is a wildly different thing than the white, salted, burnt, alchemized substance that somebody ruined. Not alchemized in a good way, but alchemized in a bad way. So there you go. I mean, for me, all drugs should be legal, but I think in doing that, people would then start to realize, let's stop dirtying the drugs, and it would quickly start to funnel back to what is the pure, unadulterated source of these things that we've caused and put the devil into, or the toxin into. Because that's all drugs now. You get into what poppy seeds are. Well, turning into opium is a far cry from what poppy seeds are if you were just to use the poppy seed. Just like tobacco. It's a far cry from what a cigarette is. It's completely different. It's the same as even what has happened to weed. Anybody you ever been to the hood and bought some backyard boogie that somebody sprayed down with some whatever? You don't want that. So when we start to legalize things and unadulterate things, people can have the pure, unadulterated aspect of what the plant actually is as a naturally occurring substance that Mother Nature provided for us. Thus, tobacco. Zach Chrono, that's very funny. You like soft porn? Yeah, I think it leaves the mind. It's why in different cultures, you look into the eyes of the woman that wears the mask, that you just see the eyes, and it lets your mind wander into these places. It becomes more seductive and enchanting and whatever. They're like, just explicitly, this is what it looks like. You might as well be a doctor, staring up into vaginas all day to tell me if there's a disease in there or if there's a baby in there, right? Or be a doctor that puts fake implants into tits. I mean, it's of no difference. I mean, it's a curious thing. It's because like Alan Watts said, we have sex on the brain because religion has caused sex to be so, like, no, that's evil, that's of the devil, unless you're, but then you look into the real ancient work, it was always about sex. Everything is sex. Look into the, look at the Indian culture. They're very repressed sexually now, but yet thousands of years ago, if you look at their temples, what's going on in all of their temples? All of the gods having sex all over them? And what books did they write? Everybody wants to go, when you're a kid, the first thing you want to check out You want to check out those Indian books? Anybody remember the name of those? With all the different, the Kama Sutra? Kama Sutra is life. How do you think life is produced? Sexually, right? But that union, what it used to take to get to that union was a lot of imagination and a lot of creativity and a lot of the aspects of the feminine, which now we have adulterated and turned into a masculine. Here's how we get the sex, because people just want to get off. They don't want to be creative and participate in the dance of life to get to the point of highest order of orgasm. You know, this is the Taoist practice. The Taoist practice of restraining from ejaculation, which gets into the nofap thing. It's only to a certain point, though. There's always a conclusion to the act. You know, whether you can keep that internally or it's of no consequence as long as it was an enjoyable experience. Because look at that experience is done. What's next? We do that experience again or something else. We're always doing that. We're always having new, different experiences. But they're always engaging our masculine and if we're doing it right, it's always engaging our masculine and feminine characteristics. Creative writing, we're using a masculine form of using letters to make words that then become a sentence that sounds very seductive and artistic as a feminine creative thing. So it's combining the two things to create what is the outcome of the orgasm of finishing the act of the book. Whatever the act is. You know how brain dead and drained you'd be to have like a 3-hour sex marathon? You know, after about an hour, like, okay, we're good. You know, like, okay, there's only so much to it. Can we move on to the next thing? I'm getting kind of hungry. You know? Hair and electromagnetism. I'll dig deeper in that sometime, man. Or man, that's Jan. What up, Jan Schumann? Schumann? What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
And as always, for anybody that's coming here in the future, and for all of you, if you ever want to make sure that I can drink more of this and be so ever like entertaining, an everlasting gobstopper of entertainment, feel free to donate to me. And the least thing you can do is, see, there's a number right there. I see 25 people in this room and only 13 thumbs up. I'm going to cut off 12 of your thumbs. I don't care who it is. 12 of your thumbs are coming off for not giving me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, you got to do one of the two. I will not accept this. I will not accept fence sitters. You make a decision. You like it or you don't. Or get off the ride. And really, truly, the only reason I care at all in any way, shape, or form is because then maybe other people notice my videos and they'll get this this little nugget of wisdom that might improve their life in some way. Other than that, I don't really give a shit. I don't care if you don't give me any thumbs up. Maybe we'll try a video where you don't need thumbs up or thumbs down. I'll just have like lots of views and nobody even, no thumbs up, no thumbs down. We'll try that sometime. And then you're gonna have to have somebody come in here and thumbs up it or thumbs down it, fuck it all up. But JR Smooth, have I come in contact with an evil spirit or Lucifer, or do you speak like that because it's a real thing? Think of it this way, Junior Smooth. Everyone you come in contact with is a body that has a spirit inside of it. So yeah, you come in contact with what you consider good or bad spirit. You come in contact with angels that are falling, angels that are rising, demons that are rising. You come in contact with all sorts of different people throughout your life. You can think of people that you knew that used to be assholes that are now great people. And you can think of people that were great people that are assholes. You can think of your own life and tell me times that you've been demonic. Or that you've been completely joy-filled and helped someone's life out. We all go through all of these things. So to say that I've met a demon or an angel or a god or a devil, I've met all these things. I've been in astral realms. I've been out of my body and seen powerful entities and interacted with powerful entities. I've been a powerful entity. You know, we're all these things. It's getting out of the thinking that you are just what you are is just some insignificant human being that has no bearing on the world. Your body is a containment vessel for a spirit. So, what spirit are you? This right here is a containment vessel for spirit. Yes? There's spirit here, and I'm a spirit. And I'm going to put this spirit into my body. Yes? Now, does that agree with me? Now, do you agree with me any more or less than you just did before I had that in me? You know, think about people that drink. Some people are glorious drunks, and some people are fucking raging out assholes. I've been both. I've been everything, you know? So, and I found people, you know, you find these people that like, oh, they hate alcohol, and they hate cigarettes, and they hate marijuana. They hate all these things. But they're assholes as just themselves. Like, wow. You see? So there's no real differentiation between the things we ingest and what we are. We're just this amalgamation of different kind of energies and experiences, and whether you think that's good, bad, or indifferent is, you know, that's up to you and how you perceive it. Because there's people that people really enjoy. There's this person that I don't like, but 20 people love this person. I can't understand it, right? Does it make them good or bad? I don't know. It makes them good to those people. It makes them weird to me. So, if you really want to know even on a further level, my suggestion to you would be to go figure it out for yourself. Start to learn how to get out of body. Start to learn how to go and interact with spirits that are different than yours, that maybe are larger, that maybe are smaller. You know, we interact with these things every day. Dogs are spirits, cats are spirits, children, all of these things. I've seen children, I'm like, that's a little devil baby. You know, being funny, but also like, whoa, I see where that baby came from, and I see the parents like, whoa, that kid's gonna grow up to be something. Let's try to adjust this. And I've seen kids that I'm like, oh, look at this thing, this glorious seed that's gonna turn into a fruitful tree that is delivering goods and nourishment to the community. And then sometimes you just can't tell, right? Does that make sense? JR Smooth or Junior Smooth? Smooth? One of my favorites is JB Smooth on, I mean, he's a great comedian. You ever seen him on Curb Your Enthusiasm? Amazing stuff. JR Smooth, yeah, MJ only, exactly. Just, you know, as always, like I said before, you know, you ever get that backyard boogie from somebody giving you the shit sprayed down with the embalming fluid or something? That's some, yeah. You gotta pay attention to your sources. And pills are no good. Yeah, pills. Think about that. Pills. There are no life in pills. There's life in a living system. A plant has life in it. This tobacco leaf was living. Yes, a plant was a pill was never living. You plant a pill, it won't grow anything. If I take the seed that's in this tobacco leaf and I plant it in the ground, I'll have a tobacco plant. Yes. So we look for living systems, or things that are derivatives of living systems. Sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, wine, living system. Beer, living system. Find the things that are full of life, bubbling. You know, I don't know where you're from, but if you ever been to DC, listen to go-go music. They call it the percolator. You ever heard the percolator? Listen to that percolator. That's what life is. Percolating is champagne. Champagne comes from a place, it's called champion. Champion is why when you win the race you get champion or champagne, and it has those tiny little bubbles that are just exploding with life. It's what you crack when you win. You're amorphous and you're bubbling with percolation. Yeah, does that make sense? But tobacco, sage, sweetgrass, and cedar, that's a really good combo right there. What's up, Geno version 4? Brian Solis, cool, man. Footbear 4K. Thank you, I appreciate that, man. Or woman. I'm judging you on your feet right now, and I think you're a man. You got some good feet, buddy. That's some strong feet you got there. It's very funny that your foot bear, because I was meditating on the bull bear complexity. Think about Chicago, Chicago. Chicago has Chicago Bulls basketball and Bears football. What's up with the bull and the bear market? There, you know, when we get into the totem poles and what these animals represent, I think it's very interesting that Chicago would have a bull and a bear. You know. But thanks, man. I appreciate it. How do you become a powerful entity, Gen O? Well, it's like this. Everyone is a powerful spirit unto themselves. It's just allowing it to be. You can become a soul or sold into the larger overmind to be something. But being a powerful spirit or entity, I don't know. Practice. However, to develop confidence, however, to have thick skin, go hang out with some people and play the dozens. You know, have some people make fun of your mom. You know, talk shit with people. Go to places and just talk shit. And learn that it's just for humor. The more that you find humor in life, the more powerful you become, because then nothing really gets to you. What could really get to you if you find everything to be a joke? Some people be pissed off if you think everything's funny, but they don't really do shit about it. They just, oh, everything's a joke to you, huh? My father used to say that to me. I was like, yo, everything's a joke to you, huh? I was like, yeah, kind of. I'm still smiling. Makes my cheek. I got good cheeks, I guess. I don't know, but I've come across and met and interacted with a lot of people that are powerful entities. Some that don't know they are. And those are the fun ones. They have no idea how much energy and what they contain within them. It's like, sometimes you walk with people like, yeah, you have no idea how powerful you are. Other people try to be. Here's what you should do. Don't try to be anything. Be whatever you are. Like, you know, the oldest thing in the book is there is no trying, there's only doing. So you become powerful when you just exude yourself as freely as an alligator is an alligator, as a bird is a bird, and you're a whatever you are. Samuel Blackburn, that's awesome. I'm so happy that happened for you. Where I was talking about cooking, and so for everybody in the future. Synchronicity the other day, funny synchronicity the other day, watched a video of yours with you talking about cooking with copper over iron. I randomly found a new range of copper pots and pans the day after. See? Speak it into existence, visualize it. The speaking is secondary, the writing it down is secondary, but visualizing is right. And if I speak it and I can paint enough of a word picture for all of you to put it into your head. I did a video a long time ago where I was like, hey, if you guys, here, I'll show you this little game. There'll be a black dog that will come into your life. And I drew out a sigil and people were commenting and saying, man, I haven't seen I would never see a black dog. I know the neighborhood I live in. Or, oh my goodness, my cousin just came over and they had a puppy and it was a black dog. And like, it's the imagery that you put into your head that you start to exude it, you start to project it, and then bring it back to you. And so good magicians will paint you good pictures. That's why when somebody starts to paint you a bad picture, you just say, nah, I'm not buying into your bad picture. I remember this one time I'm walking through the quarter, in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and you have tarot readers. And the dude probably didn't know that maybe I know a little something about magic and tarot. And I had a deck of cards in my hand and I was shuffling them or something. I was like, hey, you play with tarot or something. I was like, what card's this or something? And he was just a real dick about it. And I showed him a card and it was I was like the 9 of clubs or something. And he just started telling me this really dark, terrible story. And I was like, I just threw the card at him. I was like, you foolish. I was like, that's why you look scummy and no one's coming to you and sitting down at your table. But anyways, that was just a little side note of like painting visual pictures. You do that for yourself and you do that for other people. This is Neville Goddard's thing. You visualize a good future for everyone else. And that's why I always say, Like, I'm not really worried about creating myself a grimoire and creating a future for myself, because if I can create a future for all of you, and you all would remember, like, oh, Zen taught me that, you'll create a good future for me. There's no future I need to create for myself. You'll all do that, and I'll create futures for you. See, it's the folding on of the tarot, the living tarot. We fold our stories into each other's stories. That if someone wrote a book about you, how many people would write a book about you? Would you write a book about yourself? What's an autobiography versus a biography? I think we'd all have a habit in a biography to tell a story that's a little better than we are, right? In an autobiography, we'd always kind of just like, oh, let's make it a little better than what it was. Where a biography, that multiplicity of people, if everyone were to write a story about someone, what would you like that story to look like? My story would be fucking hilarious. If I had to hear my story from everybody that I've interacted with, that'd be an amazingly, it'd be a leisurely jaunt through the most insane things you could ever imagine. Some good, some bad, some indifferent, but that's, and that's how I look at life. I'm not responsible for the way that you see me. It can't be. Well, I wouldn't want to be. That'd be too much weight to hold. So all I can do is paint pictures for you, so that way you can see in your life something that's more beneficial for yourself. Make sense? So whenever you speak to someone, speak them an image or a picture that would only be they would be a benefactor to your words. And if my words hold weight, then what would you like? I have a good friend of mine that sits on the fence about everything and won't make any decisions. When she decides to make a decision, I say, okay, we can make that happen, and then that happens. But she doesn't make decisions. I was like, if you just make a decision on something bigger, you can have that. It's like speaking to God or speaking to an Archon that can produce things for you, speaking to an angel investor. Mac man, you try to pause it because you got to piss in a cup and drink it. What you doing? What's up, CJ Donaldson? I hope you've been enjoying. There's quite a bit there. One of these days, I re-release some of them that I took away for a while. I took them away so people could play catch up, because a lot of people were complaining that I was coming out with too many videos, and they just couldn't keep up with it. So I took about 300 away. I took like 400 away. And then I started making them slower and trying to get a little more refined and precise with my language, so that people could understand what I'm saying a little more easily. And now a lot of people that have been following me for a while have kind of caught up. So I've been re-releasing some of my older works, which will give people a foundation. And speaking of foundational things, if you guys like reading, I do have my old writings, zenalchemist.wordpress, zenalchemistry.wordpress. I haven't done much writing there recently because I find vocal toning and my image to be a little more conducive to conveying a message to people. But you could see some of my earlier thoughts on how I think on paper, if you ever want to. And there's quite a bit there about language and words and symbolism, as well as a little bit on philosophy and psychology, things like that. You remember watching my video about cloud busting and telekinesis, how to do that? There's a lot of different ways to do that. There's 2 ways specifically. I've explained it this way. There's mainly 2 types of people. People that control object and people that control space or time. I'm more space and time, and I know people that control object better, meaning physicality. They can move something with their mind. I can move space and time in the future so that an event will occur. It's similar, but it's slightly different. So when you look at a cloud, you take the cloud into you, or you connect with the cloud. Now that's a way of doing it physically, or you could do it in a way of space and time, meaning in the future that cloud won't be there, and you connect to an image of the cloud disappearing. And so starting there, you image something, and then furthermore, if you can actually get energy into your hands, you can use your hands, because there's energy coming out of here as well as each one of your fingers. You can start throwing energy out of your hands to do things. Haruken! Or you can make a little chi ball. But that is still connecting to that thing out there, whether or not you like it or not, or whether you think so, whether you think it's possible or not. Think of electricity. A piece of lightning exists instantaneously from there to there. It comes from the earth up. It doesn't go the other way. And your hands are producing lightning. Just because you can't see it and it's not that strong doesn't mean there's not an etheric cord between you and the person that you're talking to the person over there, and to the clouds. So you image it. You image it, and you control space or time, or you control the object itself, or the future of it. Does that make sense? Hopefully that's... I've done other videos on telekinesis and things, so you can check those out, but that should be a good way to start. Got a little residual... I got a little residual Valentine left in me. I'm seeing what's going on over here. Maybe you can all watch me spit some game to this chick on camera. Yeah, Junior Smooth, I don't know anything about that, and I would suspect that you don't know anything about that either. I would expect and suspect that you're just repeating information that you heard from a media source that has no credibility whatsoever. So when you say something like that, I find you to have no credibility, because you don't... It's like people that talk about the Illuminati or Freemasonry or any other secret organization. If you ain't part of the secret organization, you don't know the secrets that they know. And I say that in the kindest way I can. I don't say that belittling to you. I just... When I find people to... You know, it's like women just like whispering about, oh, I heard this about this, and I heard this about that, and they sit around at lunch watching the soap operas, just speaking bullshit over martinis and whatever. That's all hearsay. That's the nonsense. That's he said, she said. I don't care about those things. They're all called gates for a reason. It's a gate into what you perceive as reality and what your mind is, and if you're going to allow that type of information into you. If you're watching anything to do with the media and you believe any of it to be the truth, you've already missed the whole, that's the truth. That's the truth right there. You see that? Wait, that's the truth right there. Here I am. What are you? Is that information beneficial to you? What are you going to do about it? You're going to go to DC and go to the underground sex slave bunker and free all the slaves? I doubt it exists. Just like I doubt Area 51 to exist. Just like I doubt aliens to exist. It's an enigma that gets you to focus on Area 51 rather than Area 51 in your brain. Go look up the Broadman Area 51 in your brain. It's a place that holds imagination. It's where you start to produce your reality out of. But you're looking over at Area 51 in Las Vegas or Nevada, right? But if you understood what Las Vegas is Vegas as your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve that runs up your spine, which connects to Area 51 in your brain, the Broadman zone, which makes you produce reality outside in front of you. And so until you get internal, this is an inside job, inside of you, inside of me. It's your spine. It's your vagus nerve. It's your AC. Atlantic City, your alternating current. Your Las Vegas, your vagus nerve. This is all internal. But you go and look outside of you and think that somehow speaks to who you are or what you are as a being, and it has nothing to do with you. The only time you should look outside of yourself is when something is actually giving you prosperity or giving you encouragement or giving you life force or energy. But those things that they seem to do on the media tend to be divisive, if not completely all lies, and more appropriately fear-mongering. So everybody can look into all of these little school shootings and this and that and see that they weren't actually, I mean, you say you know about 9/11 being whatever it was. How many people died? Maybe none. What you know about it? Were you there? See, we can't comment on it. We have no comment. How can you comment on something you're not existing in? Right now you're existing within yourself as a whole complete being, you right there. And you somehow you could hit a button on your computer and all of a sudden you got a whole new bounty information. No, you don't. You're still you. And until you come back to terms with who you are, you know nothing. And what you care to share is irrelevant to reality. But I only say that so you can come to find out who you are. So you can produce a reality where Nuremberg doesn't exist, where 9/11 doesn't exist, where your pizza bullshit doesn't exist, where your whatever fucking facsimile of reality through this illusory device. So you step away from the computer and realize this is a 2D surface and you live in 3D and hopefully in 5D and hopefully outside of your mind and hopefully outside of your body. And so you become the God being that you were born to be. But if you don't want to be that, you just want to be a slave to the information that the peddlers of the muckery and the fuckery and the tomfoolery want to design your brain to be boxed into some paradigm that you have you have no being there. You don't want to be there. Where do you want to be? Wouldn't you rather have your feet on the earth smelling some dandelions and some flowers and seeing a beautiful woman walk past you that you could dance with and maybe make love to one day? Isn't that a better thing? Why design your mind around the things that they tell you within the media that doesn't have your best interest? What are they telling you in the media? Go take this pill, go take this poison. And you think when they're sitting there telling you something about some negative shit that's happening, all of a sudden they go to commercial break and tell you need to go buy this Clorox bleach to clean up your laundry, and you need to go buy these pills for your paranoia that you have and your depression. They just caused you paranoia and depression. All of a sudden you want to go buy what's on TV, and you want to come here and tell me about something that you read on TV? Your mind is diseased. But we on the bigger, better things. We out here just drinking wine, breathing, smoking, enjoying life, enjoying each other, right? Oh, foot bear. That's your girlfriend's feet? I would massage those things. I mean, if you ever needed me to. I've always kind of enjoyed feet. I mean, I don't got like the whole like fetish all this shit, but I like feet. I think, you know, because they're very revealing. You know, just like the palm of the hand is energy vortexes, energy centers, as well as holographic maps for the whole body. Just like the face, just like the hands, just like the feet, just like the back. You can show you where somebody has pain in their body, their organs. I've seen plenty of people, I can just look at them and be like, oh, your C4 vertebrae is jacked up and you have a problem with your liver. You just look at their face, you can look at their hands. Palm readers, feet readers, same thing. And you can fix it too. Oxmoxo, the clitoris is the tiny penis, right? I will meditate on that for you. I don't have anything to spit off right here holistically for you because I don't necessarily know what you mean, what you're looking for there. Is there a deeper meaning? It's kind of like what's that song by Red Hot Chili Peppers? Suck My Kiss. It's about the pine cones, the electrical and the magnetic universe, and a woman always wants to be masculine, and a man wants to be back up inside mom. Like you want to suck the energy out as she wants to. Like you ever kiss somebody so hard and you're both trying to suck out whatever is in each other. You're just trying to suck the life into you and suck the death out of them. You know what I mean? That is, there's something there in that too. I don't really know how to play with that analogy now, but I do know how to play with the yeah. Truth Frequency Radio. I know about them. I've listened. I dig it. There's a lot of different shows on there. Yeah. I know Truth Frequency. Savon's been on there quite a bit. Yeah, I dig the stuff.
See you later, son.
Hey, good to see you, my friend. What's up, Tomo? Zach Chrono, how do you become more authentic and less hesitant? Well, I'll give you two answers to that. You have to not be worried about getting punched in the face. That's number one. And number two, if you want to really not get punched in the face, if you want to tell someone the truth, make them laugh. That is the number one thing. Good comedians will never get punched, but they'll tell you the truth all the time. Right? But you know what I mean? Like there's a certain degree of how much, it's like your best friends. You give shit to, but if you talk to somebody else like that, it might not be a good day for you. I mean, I've been punched in the face more than a lot of people. Imagine that. But I mean, it's not something I'm proud of. It's not something I look forward to. It's not. But if it's hold my tongue or get punched in the face, I'll choose getting punched in the face. You know what I mean? I don't expect it. I don't want it. I don't. But it's happened. It just doesn't worry me that much because whatever. And I say that in the sense of because some people's answer to authenticity is physical violence. It's just how the world works. I mean, it's not how the whole world works. It's not how everyone works. But there is that little bit that have people like, man, shut the fuck up before I punch you in the mouth, right? People say that. Shut the fuck up before I punch you in the mouth. You felt it. I felt it. I've wanted to punch people in the mouth too. I never have. I mean, I've gotten fights before. Like, I'm not just sitting there getting my ass whooped. Like that's ain't no more like that. But that's the thing is confidence is letting go of those little because here's the real thing. Out of 1,000 times that I've said something that was absolutely honest and authentic and truthful that maybe fucking pissed someone off, I've only maybe been punched once. You know what I mean? And I probably deserved it to a degree. I probably stepped over some lines. I was probably fucked up and said something that hurt somebody's feeling, was a little too aggressive or abrasive. But you live, you learn, you move, and you change the way that you use language, and you change the way that you verbalize what you image in your head. Some are craftsmen, some are master craftsmen, some are rolling around in a Yugo and just not saying the right things. Yeah, I agree. Find people that you can do that with, but the only barrier that, Tomo, where you say maybe you need to find people you can vibe with to make you authentic. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a great idea. That's not the route I took because I've never found those people. They're always distant from me. I find them from time to time, like the dude that I watch his bike, and like I come across people like that, and we're just both like, okay, we good, and love, and we get it. But there's no bouncing things off of someone like that because we already get it. It's like preaching to the choir. So when you say find people that you can be authentic around, that you vibe with, that's great, and this is great to have that tribe. But when you walk in solo dolo in the real world, like you have to interact with reality as it comes to you, and not everybody gonna be a part of that tribe. So you have to. The best way to do it is this: someone put a circle around themselves, so you draw a bigger circle around them, and you bring them into your tribe. And so, what that means verbally with language is if someone's saying something that is like this, you say something that encompasses what they say, where you agree with them, but you take them a little bit on a journey to something a little bigger. They might, you take their ignorances and you agree with their ignorances, and then you give them a larger perspective. It almost sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I don't always practice it, but that's a good way to do it. If you can figure out how to mathematically do that, do that. Yeah, Don Cheadle, that's a good way to go about it. I enjoy people who do that. They're silent assassins. You can speak more with your eyes than, you know? The people that I'm closest with, I barely have conversations with, because I can walk by people and I make eye contact and I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah. A few words, all needed. It's all done. Yeah. The only people that you need to talk to are people that need to use language to decipher something that is a feeling in their mind. So I use a lot of language because people have a lot of emotions that aren't feelings, that they're connected to past and future ideas, that the only way for them to conceptualize things is to hear a voice, to give an image to some reality right now. So I use a lot of words to compress that for people. I just so happen to have a different vocabulary and capacity to speak to people than most people do. But what people really like is this. People would rather be silent. People would rather be breathing. People would rather be joyful. They have what happens in their mind is static. It's going the future to the past, the future to the past. And by me encapsulating you and your mind into my words, I get you out of your mind and I put you into my mind. It's called Dr. Parnassus and the Imaginarium. You know, remember this movie? The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus? He puts people inside of his mind. He puts a big red dot in his forehead and he sits there and he lets people walk into a room that is his mind. So it gets them out of their mind and into his mind. So then they forget about the things that they're thinking about, the future or the past, and they become what is my mind. So right now, as you are listening here, I'm putting you underneath a spell. Now, I say that jokingly and fun, but is it deliberate from what I'm doing? No, because I really don't care. I just talk. But I know what's happening. And that's the purpose for other people too, is you either become a conduit of energy or you become if you're the person like Don Cheadle just said. He says I tend to just be quiet and smile. So he's a capacitor. If you look at an electrical board, what you'll see is there are different things on the electrical board. There's a capacitor. Study electricity and you'll understand what I'm talking about more. There's a reason ohms are and watts. Yeah, there's a reason energy and electricity is on a board, and if you study electricity, you'll understand a little more about this. He's a capacitor, holds energy in a place. And there's people that are conduits, meaning what takes the electricity from a capacitor to the next thing that becomes a resistor. A resistor is something that takes the electricity that was held within a capacitor that went through this metal right into the see now start to study this, and all of the words will make complete sense as to what people do and who they are. This gets into if I just nod to my dude that really speaks all about the electrical universe, the electrical universe. What you'll see is that's how people are. We're electrical or we're magnetic. Now I can be magnetic. I'm magnetic when I'm introverted. I can sit here and go. I can stop talking right now for the next 10 minutes. Watch. You want to see? Now I don't need to stay there for 10 minutes. So what I did by expending energy, I took in breathing, I took in negative ionization, I re-instilled life force in my body that I just expend talking for the last, I don't know, however many minutes, right? So hopefully that made a lot of sense for you guys, and it was actually an enjoyable journey. I'm gonna try to catch up here because I'm well far behind. I think I'm 20 minutes behind, so let me catch up, y'all. You just ordered The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Awesome book. herb shop?
Yeah, is it there an herb shop here too?
Yes.
It's up that way? I'm just curious. Cool, thanks.
What up, Sanguine? Yeah, I like what you said there. You said real Sanguine. Is that Gwyn right? Or Juine? I think it's Sanguine. Just realize everyone's in the same boat as you. They can't see your insecurities and you can't see theirs. Just relax. It's a good way that's a good way. Everybody's got their insecurities. Some people don't, but that's very few and far between. A lot of people cover up their insecurities with mass amounts of false or faux confidence. You know, fake it till you make it. I kind of like that, but I kind of don't either. The best way I found to do anything is just go, I'm completely uncomfortable with the situation, and tell someone like, I'm very introverted. I don't want to talk to you, but I'm gonna try, and that becomes hilarious. And then from there, it becomes very easy to talk. Oh, great! I'm just as anxious as you are. Hey, Tomo. Wikipedia talks about Broadman areas 1 through 52 and leaves out 51.
No. But that's the stuff that they're
Weird, huh? There's a couple of other areas in the brain that are very important, but isn't that interesting? I need the camera. I need the camera right there, so I'll be looking at you guys. I would like the camera there. I like this angle, but I kind of want. Would it be better if I looked you guys right in the eyes, or would that be too off-putting? I don't like it. I don't like it. I quit. Can't look into that. I'll look into the other camera. The Sandy Hook. Yeah, exactly. The Sandy Hook. What do you think it is? The Sandy Hook is, yeah, all of them. There's plenty of people that have uncovered that not only through gematria, but through just looking at it. Like, it's hilarious stuff. Tariq Pit Bay, it seems like that too. I think people have noticed that their parents suck at life, and they need, like, we need to do something about this. It's all the kids who were born from the like 79 to 93. Is that the age that started to go? Is that called the X generation? Am I right here? The X generation, 79 to like 93 or something, where I think it has something to do with the X-Men or people with superpowers and shit. But yeah, I think they were just like, man, my parents were a bunch of fucking stoned out, drunked out, fucked up, stupid hippies that lived in the 60s and 70s, and like, we can't be like them. Look it, Social Security is ruined, and the government's fucked up, and they're poisoning everything, and they have no idea what's going on. We need to fix this. Tama, what wine am I drinking? As I explained earlier, what I do is I take a shitty ass wine that cost me $8, and I'll take half of it. I'll empty half of it into my mouth. Hey, what's the difference? What's the difference between a porcupine and a Mustang? Anybody know? It's the automobile, the Mustang. What's the difference between a porcupine and a Mustang? Anybody? I'm gonna guess Unstance knows this. The pricks are on the outside of the porcupine. See? Get it? Good. I just want to walk you through that joke there. You could tell the joke a little more fluidly. So yes, this here, what I do is I take that and I empty like half it out, and then I put some port wine and I have another sweet dessert white wine. I forget the name of it right now because it's something new that I just got into. And I'll mix that with the shitty wine, and it takes the 13.5 and moves it up to about 15, and it gives it a little sweetness because I'm using a dessert wine that's about 19% alcohol and a port wine that's up there at about 18%, and the port wine's a little sweeter, so it sweetens it up, gets rid of the tannin kind of nastiness of the shit wine, and in fact the dessert wine's a little too sweet for me, so it becomes a perfect beverage. And if I took this and put it with something bubbly, I'm a happy guy. Honorix Alex, you like to give away your energy to fulfill others' expectations about you. I know exactly what you mean. I go through doing that to mimicking people, because the highest form of flattery is to mimic someone. I don't just mimic them to be a dick. I take on their characteristics. But yeah, I've said this before. If my shirts, like, or things that I own, I've given away more clothes to people than most people would believe. I mean, I'll be in a bar, I'll be walking down the streets and be like, "Oh, great shirt." I'm like, "Do you want it? You got to give me something to wear." I mean, I've given away shirts and walked home, bare chested. But if somebody, it's kind of that humble Asian thing where if you tell somebody you like what they have, they'll give it to you. And just because I was like, well, if you like this, I mean, I liked it, that's why I got it. But obviously, you really like it, you can have it. And it's amazing how many people will accept it. And that's cool to me. I like that. Like, I've given away things that I'm somewhat regretful of. I've had some really, really cool shirts. There's actually a picture of me when I first started this channel that I had this gown that has these dragons embroidered on it. It's gold. It was and I had it for like a week and a half. And then I wore it in Mardi Gras last year. And this dude just walked out of his house. He's like, "Man, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, good to see you." Like, and we just started having this really like intimate conversation. He's like, "Dude, I just live here. You want to come in? We'll chill out for a minute." And then he's like, "Dude, that shirt is awesome." So I traded him my shirt and he gave me a polo and another shirt. It didn't make up for how awesome the shirt that I gave him was, but that's just like that's how I do. Like, I'm not really concerned with the clothes I wear, because every time I've given something away, I've gotten something better later down the line. So I figured, like, all the stupid shirts I gave away, I got this really cool dragon shirt. I wonder what the next shirt I get is. Sanguine, what do I think about the personality of the Supreme? I don't know what that means, man. Sanguine, rephrase that. I have no idea what you mean. The personality of the Supreme? I don't know what the Supreme is. If you're asking about like the Supreme God Archon thing, what do I think of my personality? I think it's pretty awesome. What do I think of your personality? Pretty awesome. Yeah, Tariq Pit Bay, it's very interesting because I hear what you're saying. You should see the eyes of the millennials that are truly seeking responsibility. I get what you're saying, and sometimes it's overwhelming when I speak to people how much like they're like wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, that I'm like, slow down, little grasshopper, little bunny. Like, don't take what I say at complete face value, because it's a lot. What I say is a lot. Don't become overwhelmed. You don't want too much of this. You took too much, man. You took too much. I get you, and I think that's really great. I think it's really lovely, but you can really burn out your own engines by being too overwhelmed with like the responsibilities of the world and fixing the sins of the Father. For anybody that comes through talking some Jesus shit, I'm like, didn't you ever hear about the sins of the Father? The sins of the Father is about, like, if the Father was so good, he wouldn't have created Satan, which is ruining the world. If he created Satan, Satan's his friend. That kind of thing. So just slow down. Life is everlasting, and it's a lot of fun. Brian Solis, how can you treat or cure? Well, those are two different things. You can treat it by oregano oil, and you're going to want to find oregano oil that has a lot. There's a specific chemical in oregano oil, and just look it up. Oregano has a very specific chemical that, depending on where you're getting the plant from, has a higher quantity of that oil, of that chemical, and that's going to do a number on athlete's foot. That will help to cure it. But to cure it, you're going to have to go to the root of it, and the root of it is probably almost certainly candida, and candida meaning your diet, meaning you have a lot of coagulated blood in your system due to eating certain foods that then the worms digest, then shit into your body that make their way down to your toes, because that's where it's going to happen. Treating it is pretty easy. You can, obviously aged urine will do fine. Tea tree works fine, but oregano oil is really powerful stuff. But you better watch out, because that oregano oil will then go through your system, and if you have any other weak areas in your body, you can do a number on that. Like, I've had an eye problem and a foot problem, and when I try to treat and cure that through just oregano on my toe, what I'd find is it would kill off so much of the bacterium in my foot that it would get released in my bloodstream, and it would make its way back up and cause my eye a little bit of stress. And so, upon realizing that, what the remedy was to do coffee enemas, because what you need to do is then have the blood go back through the kidneys and the liver and all of this, and you need to cleanse the blood. So athlete's foot and all of those variety of things, it's systemic, and so systemic disorders have to do with, like, for me, I as much as I get to cleaning it, I end up putting some more sugars in my body that might not be the perfect sugars, and I'll go out and my friends will want to have a night out, or we'll go and eat some fried food, so I'm only feeding that. But I understand how it works, so I'm quick to fix it. To actually solve the problem completely, 100% for sure. That would take a long water fast. It would take and then a long water fast with oils on the outside of the body, treating yourself well, and then for 2 to 3 months after that, maintaining a strict regimen of not eating anything that's going to contain processed foods, white sugars. I don't want to say carbohydrates, because that's not the right thing, but like, you're just going to want to stay away from things that will feed what's causing that. Yeah, I'll do a whole one directly on that for you. Yeah, Tariq Pip Bay, I love it. I was having that meditation earlier. Like, there's not much women need to do. It's men that are always seeking what women have, but women that then flaunt the pussy power over men, they're demons, right? But then you have not confident women that don't know, but then you have there's a varietal there, but men are the seekers of the warmth of the feminine nature. But then women get to on their high horse, like pussy power and all that shit, like, yo, you slow down, baby. Like, you ain't everything, because you can't produce a child without man. I don't care how much you read into the works of the women that could produce offspring without the male thing, because it ain't like that, It's a balance. It's a teeter-totter between the two systems. So you think you're gonna be all magnetic? Have fun with your magnetism when you got to go back through the rigmarole again because you didn't know how to work with electricity or the fire god. It's not the fire goddess. See, it's the fire god, and the goddess is the earth, which holds the fire up. So the tree, which was the father that sits on the earth, produces the flame, which is the masculine. The feminine is water and earth. The masculine is air and fire. Blow on the fire, produce bigger fire. Water to put it out if need be, and earth to put it out if need be. But a base So you want to play the base. How low can you go with the feminine booty and all this? Yeah, the world would die without the man, and the world would die without the feminine. But we have to learn. We have to stop doing that counterbalancing thing where we go, oh, the world has been patriarchal, so we need to matriarchal. No, we need to whatever patriarchal and matriarchal, get rid of the pa and the ma. What do you got? If you say patriarchal, if you say matriarchal, get rid of pa and ma. What word do you have? And then go study that word. And that is the word of God. Oh, Dong Cheetah, you just noticed my shirt? You never seen this one before? Yeah, Sanguine. Yeah, that's so funny you just said that. A friend of mine that, funny enough, he came down and visited me. He watched my videos and he's like, "What the fuck? Who are you?" And he came down and I met him and he had he's like a model and he's like really strong dude, like young black dude. I don't know. I'm brown, dark brown, melanated version. I think he's like 26, 27, but he was losing his hair. And he just texted me today because he's been regrowing his hair on a bunch of things that I was telling him about, silica and bamboo and urine therapy and all of this. And he just texted me like just before I made this video about making horsetail tea to help with his hair. So funny that you say that about aged urine is magic for the hair, because he was using aged urine, which did a number to help his hair come back. Tamo, the best way to argue with stupid people is don't do it. What do stupid people do? They bring you down their level and then beat you with their superiority at it. I've tried to argue with stupid people a lot, and I learned a long time ago that business ain't for me. Lesson number 12 from the 48 Laws of Power: play the fool to beat the fool. I might be wrong about the lesson number, but that's one of the lessons. And in that way we can use it to, we're not beating the fool, we're just not going to interact, we're not going to succumb to their ignorances. And that's what most people do, is they succumb to other people's ignorances. It's like we're sitting here in the hyper position, dealing with people that believe the world to be a globe because they believe in NASA, but they hate their government and they hate everybody, and they know everyone else is lying, but they still want to believe in NASA and outer space. And then people that are flat earthers, and there's this homeostasis about people that still argue for the globe. They're like, you're well studied and studious on false information. You have a lot more information, but it's this. Scholars are different. Scholars are different than academics. Academia is to be pursuant of trivia. Trivial pursuit is academia. If you go to school, you know academia, which means you can recite Trivial Pursuit. The game Trivial Pursuit, it's a circle with a bunch of, and you play with these. That's pursuing trivia is academia. But being a scholar is to learn through wisdom and insight. And so learning through personal wisdom and insight to be scholastic is well different. And so that's where we're in the middle there right now, where people that are scholars have to deal with people that are people that are scholastic scholars have to deal with people that are academic. They got the glasses on their nose, they look down, they've read 10,000 books about the Kama Sutra, but they never tried 99 of the positions. You know what I mean? They read all the books. It's that the Good Will Hunting, when Robin Williams says to him, he goes, He goes, I was so pissed, but then I took a nap and I woke up and I was like, I realized you're just a little kid. You read all the books, but you never smelled the ceiling. You never smelled the air of the Sistine Chapel. You might have been in bed with the woman, but you never loved the woman. And he goes through all this. Like, it's experiential. It's wisdom that you gain through scholarship. Scholarship is not for sale. You can't buy scholarship. You can buy academia. To buy means to split. You can split academia, but you can't know what I know. How could you? I can't know what you know, for that matter. But I would hope to give you the light to have you walk down a path of your own to see whatever it is that you need to see and experience what it is that you need to experience to make your life more holistic and more betters. You know? Hey, but what the fuck do I know, right? Oh, is that Chrono? Damn it, this is why we do this with this here? Because if me and you would have met in person, you would have probably punched me, huh? It took you a little while. I'm like, I girl on people. I'm like the, I'm like that mushroom. My web is everywhere. You might chop off one of the mushrooms, but another one will pop up over here. Mycelium mushroom. I am the Amanita muscaria mushroom. I am ayahuasca. I am the diviner sage. I am alcohol. Tariq Pitbay, I dig what you're saying. I love, as much as I've heard you speak, I'd love to do a split screen with you sometime. You know, I don't know if you make videos or if you speak aloud or if you're just good at typing or know things, but if you ever wanted to, I would extend that olive branch to you if you ever wanted to, because I like what you say. Oh, is that Chrono? You need a chick to lick your butthole or something, or a dude. I don't know how you get down, but you need you're anal retentive a little bit, huh? You need to spit a little more. Like, you probably have like a blockage probably in your orange chakra, I would assume. Look up your orange chakra. I think you're probably kind of clogged up there. And I'm so far behind right now because I just went off spitting some weird shit. I'm at Tomo, the bigger circle idea, 5:56, so I'm like 30 minutes behind y'all. Sorry. King's Truth Wadadi. I had a neighbor that is from Antigua. His name was Barry. Yeah, it was one of my brother's friends. He was from Antigua. But yeah, big up yourself, rude one. Big up yourself, rude boy. Yeah, I don't know. That's how people talk in Antigua. I'm being asinine. But yeah, the Caribbean, is it Caribbean or Caribbean? You know, it depends. It's like if you live in New Orleans, is Narlands or New Orleans or New Orleans or New Orleans. I mean, it just depends. People have a lot of different accents down here because, as anyone knows, New Orleans is the Northern Caribbean. New Orleans is not part of the United States whatsoever. We are not the South. We aren't from the South. We're from the Northern Caribbean. So that would make sense why the hoodoo and the voodoo culture made its way into New Orleans. And getting back an even deeper heritage and history of the true native species of the originals or the aboriginals of the land and how that all works. Yeah, Logan Lanthrop, I'll chat with you sometime one-on-one. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, Facebook ain't a good thing, and neither is Instagram. Logan Lanthrop, I'm back at 5:58. You said technology is perpetuating a feeling of unsureness, and Facebook isn't good if you're an empath. No, it's not, and neither is Instagram. But see, there is something there. If you can bypass the immediacy of your empathy. Here's what I mean by this. People's empathy is an immediate response to a scenario, which gives you power, but is also a weakness. If you can bypass that, you can learn, and you can interact with those people and help those people out. It's kind of saying, like, if you're an empath, you should never go to a bar, but you can also help a lot of people out of those bars. You say, are they behind the bars or are they in front of the bars? What do the bars have to do with rabbis? Why is there all these spirits here? That's my little fun little game, just for you to cue you into some language. But the context is, whether it's a bar in real life, or it's a church that you might not go to, or a place that you might not go to, or a place that wouldn't be necessarily for you, like Facebook or Instagram or whatever. There is, if you choose, if that is your path to be somewhat of a healer, or you want to navigate those things, and you have a curiosity for it, I think there's a reason for it. For me, Facebook isn't for me. I'm out here. I'm live. I'm here. We out here, y'all. You know, that's what they say. You know, and I'm here. I'm live on this, so people can come see me here, and I'm happy to have a chat. I'm happy to, I'm happy to do that. But Facebook, there's just like Instagram and just like YouTube, commenting beneath. I don't deal with it. Just like Instagram, I tried to comment on someone's. This was my earlier video today. I said I tried to comment on someone's Instagram post, and it turned into 5 people just insulting me and attacking me because I said something. It was a vegan saying something about fish diet, and I couldn't understand it. What's up, my friend? It's good to see you. You like your shirt?
Thank you. Sorry, we need to watch it.
What do you put LSD on there? I like the haircut. So, yeah, he's a magician too. He just stole some. I forgot what I was talking about here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Totally forgot it. Oh yeah, Instagram. The post. They were vegan, and I made a comment about something. They made a post about how fish is not a good diet and fish are terrible. And I was like, well, maybe you should ask all of those beautiful Japanese women why they age so gracefully till they're 90, or they have a larger life expectancy and a shorter and less disease in their culture, yet they eat sushi and fish every single day, and the rice that every vegan swears is no good for the diet, but they're beautiful, and they're warriors, and they're intelligent. They can juggle 3 balls while doing a Rubik's Cube when they're 60 looking like they're 20, and you're telling me that their fish diet is no good. But they couldn't understand that, so what they needed to do was insult me and laugh at me and think that I'm some sort of moron. And so it's not a place for the wise. You don't put yourself in such demeaning places unless you can handle it. And I don't have time to be doing all this because I got a phone that I'm doing this on. So I love going on tangents. I think I should live in the Tangiers or something. Isn't the Tangiers a place? Or is it a language?
Right now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm back there. Somebody asked me about the herb shop. If I walk around, somebody's always gonna ask me like, "Yo, do you know?" Well, she was literally asking about an herb shop that does exist up the street, but normally be like, "Yo, buddy, do you know where to get the weed or whatever?" I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Just because I look like this, you think I got weed? You think I follow me?" Yeah, it's always like that. Like it's silly down here.
Wait, what are you doing?
What up, Jew Meister? Sanguine, yeah. Aggression tends to be insecurity, for sure. Yeah. We from '98? Is that Chrono? Yeah, I'm trying to catch up, y'all. if you guys can slow down in the comments, let me catch up so I can have a conversation with you rather than at you. That'd be great. That'd be real great.
The herb, which is like a head shop, like pipes and everything.
Oh, Tomo, you just realize your parents and most adults are just big babies who throw tantrums and use emotional manipulation to get what they want. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny about that is I do that to a friend of mine, and I've been doing it for a long time on purpose.
Or like starting.
And she's starting to catch on to the point where I'm like, see, I'm trying to get you to pay attention and to be alive in the moment, to not let this bother you, because then I won't do it. It's the kid in school that you make fun of. Here's what it is. Remember in school, the kid that you'd make fun of, that would cry about it and yell about it? If he didn't cry and yell about it, you wouldn't do it. And that was the thing. It was like you thicken your skin up. And you thicken your skin up by, okay, they're just having a go. They're just taking the piss. They're just, because everyone's been through that. You have the cousin that makes fun of you, and you got the older one. You know, that's what happens. It's initiation by fire, and children go through this, but some children don't, and those are the ones that grow up to be the really raging assholes, because they didn't know how to deal with it, because rather than deal with it and make friends, they ate themselves into, or they did drugs until, or they whatever it might be, and that's what happens. It sucks. It happens that way. There should be an easier way to go about it. You know, I think there's other societies, not in the Americas, that have probably quelled that kind of neurotic behavior of children. But you know, that's a larger talk we can probably play with another time. But I like what you said there, Tomo, about you know, it's when you start growing up and you realize I'm smarter than my parents. Everyone is just running around as a bunch of big idiots. They have no idea what's going on here. So, 30 people in the room, 33 thumbs up. I like that. I need 3 more people in the room. Can 3 people show up? Let's do it. I just want to balance this out. I need balance. But thanks, guys, for all the thumbs up. I mean, it means a lot to me. Torrin's garden. Torrin, the last couple of days you've been really on it with questions for me and things to say. I've appreciated it. I think, I'm not sure, you know, if you look like the picture that you have next to you as a gray alien, but I dig it. Oh, there we go. Finally got back to that Mustang joke. Thank you, Tomo. Oh, what you know, Brandon, about 93 to Infinity? 93 to Infinity is one of the greatest tunes out there, and somebody, Wax did a freestyle over 93 to Infinity. It's fucking super amazing. If you don't know Wax, look him up. Wax and Herbal Tea, one of my favorite rappers. Torrin, I don't remember what I said about X-Men, but I think it had to do with the X generation. Generation X. Masala. Junior Smooth, do I think the Earth is flat or round? I think it's both. Do I think it's a sphere? No. I think it's a flat. I've done many videos. Look through all my other videos I've made. I've actually drawn out and shown people what I think the Earth looks like, and what our plane of existence looks like. So yeah, check those out. Zach Chrono, do I absorb people like Cell and Boo from... I gotta get into Dragon Ball Z, man. I really got to. So many people told me to. I just haven't. Do I absorb energy? Yes. To a very, very, very high degree, that it's incapacitating at times and it's overwhelming at other times. It's incapacitating in the sense that they just too much, and other times it's like, if I can fuddle with it and work with it, like, I can do things that other people can't do because of it. You know? Sanguine, do I think the totality of existence has a personality? That's an amazingly weird and strange and wonderful question. Well, that would depend if you think you are the totality or I am the totality of all of existence. If I believe myself to be all of existence, then I am that personality. And you know, when people come around you, they end up kind of mimicking your personality. They have a little. I think there's something to that, but all of existence is everything. So it's like there's nothing new underneath the sun, and we're all and the Kesh, and it's all infinite possibility. Yeah, but I think the personality comes out in like all of existence to me is as far as my eyes see, as my nose smells, my ears can hear, and as much as I can taste. Like, I can't see. I can't see my house right now. I can see this. I can see this beautiful woman here. I can see this bike over here.
Aww.
But exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I can see as far. I can see in this window, but I can't see much beyond that. So my capacity from what I perceive as my existence is very small. I mean, it's bigger than a lot of people. Let me use this example. I was the other day playing with my phone, and I was looking at it, and I realized that I had my bag next to me and something in front of me. And I realized someone could have stolen my bag and picked up, even though I was on a tiny little phone, picked up my drink and put something else in front of me, and I would have had no clue because I was so directly focused in this tiny little area that I couldn't realize anything outside of that boundary.
No, you're not beautiful. Stop.
Oh, you're all very beautiful. Thank you for being around. We'll see what happens here. I mean, I've gone quite a long time without. So if right now it gets me a foursome, we'll see what happens. Hold on a second, y'all. I gotta make something happen here. We will see. None of them were wearing red, by the way. Samuel Blackburn, that's awesome about the urine enema. Yeah, they are pretty amazing. Especially after you get the first flush out of you and then the second and third go in. Then it starts, at first what it's doing is cleaning your bowels out, and then it's cleaning out your blood system. And once it cleans out your blood system, then your brain works different. And that's to be excellent. Tomo, I agree with you there. And I apologize, I'm going to speed through here a little bit for two reasons. One, because there's a possibility I'm going to go hang out with the three of them. And because there's not much left in this computer, and I want to go charge my phone in this so I can, you know, if that doesn't work out, I can continue to talk to you weirdos. Tomo, I dig what you're saying. My Instagram right now, Samuel Blackburn, I think is called plain applesauce. It used to be TsarZen, and then I was just like, it's a little too demanding. Plain applesauce is way easier. Check that out, man. What's the best way to use your dark side? I would think it would be during like evening. See, I've always done it opposite because I enjoy bringing light to darkness and darkness to light, because I find showing the world what happens in the dark and the light very funny, and I find showing the opposite You know, like if you were to have a business meeting at 2 a.m. with a suit and tie, eating your Dunkin' Donuts, and I think that's as hilarious as being drunk at 8 a.m. I find humor in that. So to use your dark side, I don't, you know, how to use your shadow or dark side. I think it's just to play with it during the evening and see what comes out of it. I'm not sure about that completely. I think everybody does it in their own unique way. yes, Zek Chrono, you are correct. Is that nigga TsarZen? Well, Tariq Pit Bay, I'm back where you said student. I mean, then keep ingesting, man. And as soon as you feel you want to, I would definitely, you know. I dig what you're saying here. If you think you're capable and have, like, I'm not sure what kind of presence I give on camera to people. I don't know. I just know what I sound like, and I know what I look like, and I like it, and I like the way I sound. I don't know what kind of camera presence you have. Maybe some, maybe none. I don't know. I'd still do it with you. I know I like what you say. I know I like what you type. What up, Ripe Soul? The Mayan Jin Abadan. I'd seen you email me the other day, man. I do apologize for not like continuing that. I do this from a phone and this. I don't have a, like, my keyboard is a separate thing, man. So I don't really do this too often. I will link up with you very soon though, for certain. I will definitely get at you. What up, Daniel Jury? Am I to the right point yet right now? Is the mind a chakra? No. It's not a chakra. Your mind does, look it, your mind is gray, your mind doesn't feel anything, therefore it can't be shocked by Ra or Shakti. Chakra is electricity. It's the impulses. It happens inside of, but it doesn't, it's a containment vessel. Your mind is connected to the larger overmind, which is the soul, but it's only a fractionated version, meaning you're getting little impulses. It's not a chakra. Your chakras are all over your body. Your body stores information. You remember that song by We're Bodies of Info? What the fuck is his name? And I'm terrible at singing. We're Bodies of Info. He's that dude. He's like a Hawaiian dude that does like punk Hawaiian. It's a really long song, but your body is the information conglomerate. This is why you grow the way you do. Your brain doesn't change size or format. Your body can. Everything else can. Your brain stays the same. All your brain does is condense or express knowledge that's held within. So no, it's not a chakra. It's a device that either, think about if you get a file that's been compressed, it decompresses a file or it compresses a file. That's all. Just like water. You can compress information into water and you can decompress what's in the water. Your brain is memory made of 93% water. And the more water you put in your brain, the better your brain can work. If you drank lots of water and did handstands, you'd be way smarter than me. I'm not saying I'm smart, I'm just saying, like, as a conduit, your brain would be like boom, 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 because you'd have water in it as a carrier for all the information that's going on in your head. You'd have sparks of enlightenment, which would be those tiny little spots, or those glands, which are, you said, is the brain a chakra? No, the glands are. Your pineal and pituitary. If those two things, the milk and honey, the masculine and the feminine version, start pulsing back and forth, that can shoot out into the brain, which becomes the dome of the holographic center that you can shoot masculine and feminine electricity into to create image. So your skull, your dome, Golgotha, when you stand upon Mount Pineal with your Thor with your rod, and you spark information between your pituitary and pineal gland, it produces an image inside of your brain. And then your brain, as a rain bringer, be a rain man, starts throwing information throughout your body. Did I just say all that? I don't know how this shit works, but Tariq, yeah, they're inside. I put them inside. They're in a little glass box until I get to them. I'm just drugging them up before I get in there, and then we'll. So silly. What's up, Sunjoy Brilliant? Fresh is the bestness. Yeah, Sunjoy Brilliant, that is absolutely correct. I think you're already well ahead of the game. Anybody that's on a gallon of water plus their own, that's you're doing God's work, my friend. I mean, your own work, you know. That's good. Yeah, mine. Come on, I got you. I'm gonna come see you. It's not like that. I just, you know, sometimes I introvert myself. It has nothing to do with like, you know, some people like, I got a bunch of people in line want to talk to me. And I was like, man, it's because I want to give the best presentation possible to people, to help people with whatever they need to know. And if I don't have it in me that day, I'm not gonna come out and give you half-assed bullshit. I'd rather just give me a second and I'll give you all of it. What's up, Jordan Wheeland? Oh, Knocko Bear. There we go. Back to the bear reference way earlier. Knocko Bear. There we go. Yeah, I know, Jack. What's up? Ha ha ha. Yeah, I hear you, Mayan, about having videos and people trying to... Yeah, I get you. You know, be like a duck, though. Water just runs off that. It's like duck, duck, goose, right? Torrance Garden. I already got the name of the show. Somebody already gave me the name of the show that I want to do, the cooking show. Yeah, I would do that. Torrin, you're female, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. You have to. You said you want to cook. You realize I'm an alchemist, right? Like, you realize the reason I can talk like I do is because I can cook. I'm in the kitchen. I'm an alchemist. I'm the chemist. I got the people love my cooking. But if you wanted to cook, I'm not gonna be. I mean, you know what? That would be very funny, though. You could cook, and I could be like your hype man for your cooking show. I could be like, I could be like Flavor Flav. I could put a instead of putting a clock around my neck, I could put like, and we could play with this, you know. I could be your hype man. Oh, look what she's throwing down. She putting the hot sauce in there. Could you imagine? Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. Oh, yeah. The mind is not the brain. The brain is inside the head. Look up my video, Mayan Jin Abadan. Look at the video I did very recently called The Mind is Outside of You. That's kind of the concept. The mind is... I'm not sure if anybody remembers the name of it. I'm sure a couple people have seen it. Maybe like within the past 3 weeks. That you exist inside of your mind, because the mind is what's around you. Your brain is inside of your head and you're inside of your mind. Jeremiah G. That's not even a question. Alkaline water is dog shit. Alkaline water is not water. It's not for human consumption. It's not for anyone's consumption. Alkaline water is shit. Distilled water is the only way to go. piss or urine, distilled. Rainwater is distilled. Fruit is distilled water. Distilled water is inside of the fruit. Distilled water is the only way to go. Alkaline water is for people that don't understand what's going on, that want to be on a vegan diet, that want to follow somebody else's rules, that don't know what they're talking about. How's that? It's not right. Alkaline water is not water. Is telepathic orgasm possible? Yes. I mean, I've thrown people information and they've had orgasms and told me about dreams they had about me. I mean, I know I can do it one directionally at least. I've had, you know, and I've, you know, it's like, think about mutual masturbation, and then just take one step away from that. People can make themselves come without touching anything. It's very high, crazy, weird, strange shit, but yeah, it's possible. Tom, I'm glad you're enjoying. Rising Love, what's going on? Good to see you. It's always good to see you, Rising Love. For anybody that doesn't know, Rising Love is one of my caretakers. I have aides, meaning people out there that aid me in not turning into a ball of dust and flying off into the outer space and maintaining some sort of a body. Rising Love is definitely one of the reasons that you all get to see me. This is true. I don't know if she knows that, but she does now. Jordan's Garden, I'm down to do that. But I gotta piss right now, and this thing is almost dead. Oh! As I say dead as it falls over. Oh wait, it's got a little more charge. I thought, man, this has much better battery than my phone. I need to charge my phone though. Patrick Wallentine, restructured water is not the same. You can restructure distilled water, but you don't restructure it. Yeah, I agree. Yes, you can restructure your distilled water any way you want. You can restructure it by stirring it. You can restructure it by thinking at it. You can restructure it by putting words near it. You can restructure your water in a lot of different ways. But alkalizing or you wouldn't acidify your water, so why would you alkalize it? Doesn't make any sense. It's equally as idiotic. But organizing or structuring water is a separate institution altogether, because you institute information into water. Organizing water is informing water. Informing water is structuring water. Structuring water is making a form to what the water is. This is my structure of water. This is what water looks like to you that I am. Now I can hum into water, I can scream into water, I can stir water, I can do a lot of things to make it change its form and shape. But alkalizing, you're taking what is hydrogen and oxygen, H2O, and turning it into something that isn't H2O. Water is hydrogen to oxygen. That's what it is. Once you do anything out of that, you're structuring it. So you can structure and form H2O in a lot of different ways. But if you turn it into alkaline water, alkalizing water is different than alkaline water. This is, you know, to tell someone to get into the study is a week's worth of study. I've done it, but alkalize, alkaline, and they're different things, because this is where the confusing part of language, and people that use language to confuse you, that are part of different institutions, they're confusing you. But alkalizing water or alkaline water, if you're putting electrical charge through water, you're destroying the molecular bond of what water is. Now, getting into what the fourth purpose of water is, as we take a step into ideas, the fourth purpose of water is called easy water. It's the substrate between what water or liquid is and what oxygen is. It takes the what is the barrier around water, or what you'd call in water as the, let me refill this to give you a better understanding. So on the there's surface tension to water. H2O, there's surface tension. If I want to decrease surface tension, it means a little ant can crawl across water, a fly can land on it. If I decrease surface tension of water and that fly lands there, it will fall into the water. It means what I've released is the differentiation between what oxygen is and what water is. That's called mystic, or mist, or mysticism. It's the fourth phase of water. It's someone that can readily move between water and oxygen. But if you throw electricity into what water is, and you recreate an element that is not hydrogen to oxygen, and you create something different, you're not playing with water anymore. You're playing with something else completely, which is poisonous to the body. But if you get in the fourth phase of water, because there's 3 phases of water initially, which is the solid, liquid, and gas. The fourth phase is the transition from liquid to gas. And so people that you find as mystical or mystics, or what you find as mist, how do you think rain gets up there? How is the water in the ground that's so heavy get up there? What happened to gravity? Well, because gravity don't exist. But how did it get up there and all of a sudden water is coming down? How does that happen? Because it's participating in mysticism, or the fourth phase of water, turning something liquid into something that's gas. It's what's in the middle there. And that's just a little, we'll stop there. So, but restructuring water is a great idea. So structure it any way you want. Put love into the water. Say, hey, I love you, water. Thank you. Hey, I love myself. I'm made of water. Look at, hey, I love you, wine. Wine, I turn wine into water and water into wine, both ways. As soon as I take this wine into my body, I urinate. So I've turned this wine into water, and I can take that water that I've just produced out of me, that came out of my blood, that came out of this wine, into something even more spectacular. But for me, it seems to be all mysticism. Wait, mysticism. Wait, mysticism. I don't know. I was trying to be dramatic and none of it worked. I wish I had better camera effects for the mysticism. Or should I just do it with my eyes? Yeah, alkaline water would have made you hungry, because alkaline water is destroying the composition of your body. Think of it this way. What kind of mystic or yogi or guru or anybody living in the early 1990s or the 1890s or the 1600s or the 1500s or the year 1000 or the year 500 BC, how many of them are like, we need alkaline water so that we can breach into the realm of gods? Not a fucking one of them. Because they weren't throwing electricity in the water, because that's retarded. Because electricity, what would happen is it would jump through salt to make a connection to the next thing. But that's a whole nother thing altogether. Just alkaline water is... I've already had arguments with these people that are part of the multi-leveling marketing campaign for Kangen water. It's not water because it's trademarked and it's $3,000. I've already had these arguments with these people, and I tell them about drinking piss or drinking distilled water, and they tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, as they're sitting there trying to leech off of people. But whatever. When their fucking kidneys fucking foul, it frustrates me, and this is always the thing, is that I have to go, well, I'm telling you the true information now, and now what's going to happen is in 2 years or 3 years, when all of a sudden your Kangen water bullshit didn't work out for you or anybody else, then you all can come see me, and I'm gonna have now you're giving me more work. I got to clean up your mess that you're making by feeding people poison. But oh well, at least it gives me a job. Oh no, it gives me work. I don't deal with jobs. I got work. I do work. Yeah, alkaline water is not for humans, nor anything else. Maybe it's for robots. Good to see you, TsarZen. Good to see you, Mayan Jin. That's hilarious you said that. I know, Jack. See, I love that. You said that and you met your nurse's aides. Amazing. What up, Jeremiah G? I have a distiller at my house that is I forget what it's called, but it was on Amazon for like 90 bucks, and it's very quiet, but I can tell it's gonna pit out and rot out, and the motor isn't too good, so it's only gonna last for maybe a year or two. And my friend has a distiller that maybe she had for like 4 years, and it's the Mega Home Distiller. It's much louder, and if you have a house that your kitchen's away from everything else, it'll be fine. But if it's in this, if it's, you know, if your living room is right next to the kitchen, it's going to be kind of loud. So just know that going into it. But it's 200 bucks, but it uses thicker stainless steel. It's going to take a little longer to turn it all into distilled water, but it comes with a glass jar, and I think it's a better buy, because I'm going to have to buy another one of these ones. It's all like kind of rotting out, like it's getting a little bit of, it's just really thin metal, the one that I'm using. But, you know, it'll serve the purpose, you know. If you got 100 bucks on you and you don't feel like going to the grocery store every week and buying 5 gallons of water, spending $5 plus the gas money plus the waste of time, it's a much better option. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, Tomo, good to see you. Thank you, Mayan Jin Abadan. Acid and alkaline are both extremes. The point is to be balanced, which is distilled, which means not still, which is why high quality alcohol is so beneficial. Thank you for somebody else understanding the why alcohol is so good for you. And anything that balances your system out is good for you. You know, if you're too acidic, you need alkaline. If you're too alkaline, you need acidity. But in those, you have to know it's got to come from the natural world. And you can find, this is why you can find vodka that is very high alkaline level, and you can find vodka that's in the 6 range, 5 to 6, and you can find alkaline vodka that's in the 8 range. So people should know that. It's the same reason, you know, getting into why vodka is used to extract plant life, because what we're taking is the spirit and energy out of the plant, putting it into the vodka, which is water, which is fire water, and then putting it in the body so it can release all of the energy of the plant life back into your system while cleansing it. Ripe Soul, I've never listened to Adam Pants. Rising Love, that's awesome about the structured aged urine. Mayan, the Mayan Jin, you do the buns too? I do the buns often. I haven't in a while because I get a different response from people, and it depends on how playful I'm being with someone, whether I leave this up or put my hair down or put the buns up. But I do the Mickey Mouse joints. Yeah, it gives me I get a different set of people that want to play with me. Mayan Jin, thank you for remembering that video I made. Your body becomes acidic in order to cure you of the cancer, and nobody wants to buy into that. Nobody's believing that. It's good to see you again.
Been here for a while.
I'm making videos talking to some people, you know, encouraging people, showing them about magic. Yeah,
That's cool.
it's good to see you.
Yeah, you talking about magic, like
Not like card tricks and shit, like, you know, like throwing fire out the palm of my hand.
really?
I mean, I don't know. Here, put your phone down for 1 second. Let me see. Put your hand above mine. Put your hand above mine. see if we can feel electromagnetism. Can you feel that wire going through your hands yet?
I feel something up in my hand.
Can you yet?
Yeah. I did, I swear.
I know you did.
That's crazy.
I know.
Who are you on Instagram?
Who am I? I'm plain applesauce on Instagram, but I got a YouTube channel. People know me a little bit.
I'm Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
You know what that is?
I do know.
What is that? What's Sodom and Gomorrah?
Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, I read the Bible once or twice.
It's the place in the city that God had smited.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just like that because it's cool. Wait, okay, can I wait? So look.
Yeah,
so,
check me out, and you can see me here. I do live videos on YouTube all the time.
So on YouTube,
hit me up on YouTube right now. Go to YouTube. I'll tell you who I am. Y'all gonna have to wait a second. I have a new brethren in the church of awesomeness, in the giant creation of love, light, and wisdom. He already there though. Are you thirsty, sir? Do you drink wine?
no.
Okay. You stay healthy, huh?
You always sign up to Google? Yeah, I gotta go to the gym today. How you know?
Huh?
I see I gotta go to the gym today.
Yeah. So you on that the YouTubes? You'll find me in both places.
See if I can do cause I have a YouTube.
If you can't find that, go to your Instagram. I'll make it easier for you. I'll give you my Instagram and you can hit me on there and I'll tell you how to get in contact.
Alright, because I'm holding you up.
Oh, you're not at all. They can wait. We've been here for hours. Let me see. Here we go. Here's me. Oh, there you are. So, how do we look up things here? How do we look up? Oh no, we ain't adding the stories. Go to look up. Go to the. Oh, there we are. Yes. Oh. Well, here's me right now. There I am. Yeah. So hit me on there.
Alright, so I'm gonna hit you on that and then I'm gonna follow you on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll give you all that. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff on YouTube's.
Alright.
It's a pleasure to meet you, man.
Yeah, nice meeting you, big brother.
Yeah. Bong bong. Do good things. Inspire the world. If you can't do that, inspire yourself. Stay well, my friend. No, I take that back. Don't stay well. Stay being a spring of knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you.
So yeah, back to that. The acid. The acid is a result of the cancer. The cancer isn't a result of the acid. See, your body is smarter than you are. The mind says no. We need to fix this cancer. And then the cancer was already in your body because Baal said, well, I'll put this little box, this little thing of funny word, because he got me laughing over here, because it's such a joy to meet such wonderful people. See, I can't even do it right now. So what cancer is it's all of this misinformation put together into a spot that Baal, your Lord Underworld, put into a spot in your body, and he said, okay, can we get rid of this now? And here say, yeah, get rid of it. And he's like, all right, well, we're going to acidify the blood. So Most High said, acidify the blood then. So the blood started to become acidic to burn off the dross, to burn off the cancer, which was a can of Tsar, a can of energy that was held there. And so you thought that cancer wasn't doing you any good. But here's the real truth. When you start fasting, the reason you have so much energy is because Baal took your cancer and stored it up right there in your body, and as it burnt it off, you was like energy. It was a fire that the acidic blood started in your body to burn off the cancer, which was what you stored as misinformation from the past, which was food that you put in your body that wasn't supposed to be in there. The Baal said, hey, I don't know what to do with this, but can I store it here? And the Most High said, which was Brahma, said, okay, put it over there. Just don't put it in my good organs. Don't put it in the organ, because I want to play that organ later. And then eventually, for people that are very out of shape, what happened was Baal said, I ain't got nowhere to put this shit anymore. You keep throwing shit in the body. I got to put this in the organ. I don't know where to put this. And all of a sudden, people's organs ain't working. Meaning the trumpet of God, the organ of your liver, the organ of your kidneys, the organ of whatever is going on in your body. And so, how do we fix that? And Brahma was like, oh, I'm too busy. Brahma was sitting up here taking a nap. Well, Hanuman, the monkey mind, was running around making and shit in his hand and throwing it everywhere. And Brahma was like taking a nap. And then Baal was like, well, see, you see the story? Brahma up here. Hanuman, the monkey mind, is running around, shit in his hand, throwing it everywhere. And then Baal saying, what do you want me to do with all this shit? And finally started throwing it into the organs, because how else are you going to wake up Brahma? If Brahma can't hear the music that's being played out of the organs that was inside of his temple, he's going to wake up and go, who's fucking this up? Then he looks around and he sees, who's he see? He don't get mad at Baal. He goes, where is that little motherfucking monkey at? Hanuman. Hanuman. Brahma says, Hanuman, where are you? Monkey's like, fuck. And starts running. And Hanuman starts running through the whole fucking system. Brahma's like, Hanuman, what the fuck did you do? You see, this is the story. Nobody tells it this way. But Hanuman's like, fuck, oh shit. You better clean this shit up, because I'm awake now. Most High. Clean this shit up. I ain't about to clean this up. I was taking a nap. You were supposed to take care of this. Now Hanuman's like, oh fuck. And so Hanuman's like, hey Baal, can you help me out? Hey Baal, can you help me out? He's like, yeah, I can help you out, but I gotta throw a lot of fucking acid in the system. Blood toxifies. Acid everywhere. Burn it all down. And this is the story. Why is it always burning down the house? Why is it always burning things down? What is the fire? Who is that? What is that? It's burning off everything in the body that Hanuman was throwing everywhere. Then who sits back on the throne? Playing games out here? You want to play games with the Most High? The Most High laughs, says, yeah, we can play games all the time. Let me take a nap. But don't fuck the house up again. All the movies, what they say. Home Alone, the parents leave. What's everybody's favorite movie from the 1980s? Anybody remember? He takes his dad's car, glass window. He was driving it, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, my dad's going to realize all the miles were put in the car. Let me put it in reverse. Drives it out the back of the window. What the fuck to do? Who was he? He was the monkey mind. He was Hanuman. Dad was Most High, right? Who took over? But again, look at all the other movies. Who took over the world? The monkeys became very intelligent. Look at all the look at when the monkeys took over. When the monkey mind took over. Because the masculine mind didn't know what the fuck was going on. See? Was that a fun little story for y'all? So y'all, I gotta piss, and ain't nobody out here to watch my shit. So now, if I had a piece of chalk, I would draw it around this, and no one would touch this. I wish I had a little bit more faith in whatever into humanity that I could just walk in here right now and piss and leave my shit out here. I'm really close to doing it. I can't tell if that's faith or drunkenness or what it is, but I can't do it. Can't do it quite yet, because this is a good neighbor. I mean, you know what I mean? Good neighborhood, bad neighborhood. We on the precipice of, can I trust anybody that will? I've seen shit stolen in front of my front, you know, within 30 minutes. So, but then again, who needs it more, me or you guys, or whoever would steal it? Oh, right, so I'll get at you. Right, so did you hit me on the email for a one-on-one? I really apologize. I'm trying to get back into myself to help everybody out in due time, but I'll get at you. Right, soul. I do apologize. Yeah, Mayan Jin. People act like you got to cleanse before urine. No, people want to cleanse before using their urine because they already have accepted how much of a filthy piece of shit they are, and they don't want to taste it. They don't want to take the piss. Yo, I remember the first time I took my own piss, I was like, oh, what have I been doing here? And that immediately gave me, you know, well, I better stop doing that. How much distilled water do I go through a day roughly? Some days 0. Some days a gallon and a half. Really, like I might go 4 days without drinking any distilled water. Do you? Once you're already there, you know how to balance it out. Like some days, I mean, I will just eat fried food and, you know, fried food and drink wine and be dehydrated and be like, oh, and now I need to start to hydrate and let me crack my own back and get the stretching on and do all this. Like that's the way I play the game. I would never suggest to anybody play the game like I do, because I think it'd be too stressful on people. You don't want to look like me. Look at me. Look at all these wrinkles. Look at all this gray hair. Oh wait, I can change that. But the thing is, I think it's very relevant to try to meet people where they are. In that, here's what I mean. When I meet a child or a puppy, I would fall down on my ass or my knees and I will get at their level, because that's important. And so when people are asking me what should I do? How should I do this? I can't tell you what to do, because I don't know who you are. I don't know what your level is. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what your life has been like. I don't know what you're eating. There's this great teacher. His name is Paul Check. Now, I don't agree with everything he says, because he still eats meat and he still does a lot of stupid shit, but he's a great teacher. And what he says is, like, I do one-on-ones with people, but I charge $10,000 an hour. That's what he charges. You could buy my book for $50 or $30, whatever the fuck it is, and he's saying you could run through that book and figure it out for yourself. But if you want to sit down with me, I'm charging $10,000 an hour, because my book's going to go through the whole thing and tell you how to figure it out for yourself. And it's going to take some work on your part, but if you want to sit down with me, like, I will get right to it. But I'm going to need to look at your dental records. I'm going to need to look at what you've been eating. I'm going to need to look at, like, what are you watching on TV every day? I'm going to need to smell your armpits. I'm going to need that, and that's exactly what I would have to do. If you want it, I could fix you in 2.5 hours. You'd have to listen to everything I said, and you'd have to do it to a T. But I'd have to know who you were. And so that's why it's always, shit, you could go through my 777 videos almost. I think I'm almost at 777 videos. It's a bit. I'm waiting. I'm going to have 1 million views the day that I have 777 videos. And I have 10 million minutes worth of view. It's all going to happen the same day. And I'll do a celebration. I'll go to the casino and I'll gamble on whatever it won't be a gamble. I'll gamble on some numbers you guys tell me, and I'll go win a bunch of money, and I'll have somebody write a book for me, and you can have it for free. I don't know where I was going with all that, except to say, yeah, I could help you all out, but I just don't know where y'all been, so it's hard for me to dive in and tell you exactly what to do. to get out of your predicament of what your body's the way that the way that you can't dance. Like you got 2 left feet. Like anybody know that LL Cool J song, You Can't Dance? Go look that up. Go listen to that song, You Can't Dance. One of my favorite. Go listen to a Milky Cereal and You Can't Dance, and you'll understand everything you need to know. And there you go. And just to finish up this acidic thing, if you get cancer and you become acidic, it's to get rid of the cancer. But as soon as the cancer is gone, you know what your body will do, because it's smarter than your brain is? It will stop being acidic because it won't have to get rid of the cancer. And right, so again, dude, just get at me. How about this? What's today? Thursday? Saturday. I will talk to you on Saturday. Whatever you need on Saturday, just let me know. It's Thursday, right? I'll talk to you on Saturday, Repsol. And no, you actually are not the most persistent, annoying cunt I've ever seen, because there's been people that I actually had to like stop fucking emailing me because you're an annoying cunt. You're slightly persistent, but you're not annoying nor a cunt. If you were a cunt, I would let you know. What up, BB Life? Shower filter? Yeah, that's an easy, quick way out of most of the toxin you're gonna get from the shower. You're not gonna get out of all of the toxin in the shower, but a way to respond to that would be to when you're taking a shower, throw yourself some, as you're taking that nice warm shower, throw some cold water in there once in a while. It will tensen up your spine, tense up your skin, cause your arteries and your veins to tense up and squeeze things out. And do that a couple times, and that will help to get out anything that you put into you during the shower, and it will also enliven your brain. Rising Love. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a spiritualist. I really, really enjoy that. I like that a lot. That is maybe Rising Love. That's maybe the most amazing shirt I've ever seen. Mayan Jin, unless you answer this afterwards, you said your girl was saying she got GERD? G-E-R-D? I don't know what that means, man. Yeah, the lemons are very... lemons are one of the most alkalinic fruits, even though it's acidic, out there. Meaning, it's going to turn you into a battery. When I did the lemonade cleanse, I would touch things that were metallic, that weren't plugged into anything, and I would shock it. I would. There was times I was almost breaking electronics, where I would do things that sparks. I'm not gonna, I don't like to overextend stories, like sparks were throwing out of my hands, but I was making sparks happen. I touched an Xbox that wasn't even plugged into the wall, and it shocked me, or I shocked it, or whatever. So lemon, if you're very, very clean and you just start eating lemons, you can do some, and you know how to cycle the energy, and you take your shoes off and ground yourself out, you can throw energy at the palm of your hands real easy. Yeah. What up, Ripe? So you said I'm famous? Maybe. Amalgamation. Thank you, Unstance. Amalgamation. I knew you'd be the one to properly put me on my path of putting my tongue in the correct spot in my mouth to make the word amalgamation correct. My man lit me up. He was too cool. I really like that cat. Hanuman has a great purpose. You would never have an adventure without Hanuman. You would never go anywhere. If it wasn't for the monkey man and Hanuman running around doing some funny shit, you would have nothing to, you'd have no dancing. Hanuman dances. Now if you just will link up with Hanuman, you could dance with Hanuman. Hanuman links up with Brahma and becomes a high level, like, they can dance. That's the point. Let me put it that way. Baby life, you must soak in the tub, but be friends with the monkey man. It's Eminem, right? Monkey man. You want to soak in the water, but you don't want it to be tap water. That's a hard way. You just got to get a water filter. There's not unless you get some inline filtration system, and if you live in a house that you don't own, it's going to be a hard thing. It's going to be expensive. There's not much you can do there. Yeah, transcend time and realize it doesn't exist is to emit time. Meaning, like right now, like I probably had a problem 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. And I was like, if I just go ahead and do this, I don't have a problem. So 2 hours has surpassed all of us, and people have gotten information and quelled their worries about the world, including mine, by just sitting here, and sometimes it's meditating in silence. Sometimes it's talking to you guys. I don't know. Yeah, Sunjoy, brilliant. Yeah, the only way to get out of that sap water is to collect your urine in a lot, like many bottles. What you could probably do is get the gallon containers for apple juice, the really good apple juice, and drink that apple juice, and that malic acid is going to really, I forget the brand, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's a really, really good, it's sort of expensive. It's in a glass bottle. It's a short, stout glass bottle, and they do cider and apple juice. Drink that, it will start to break down, the malic acid will start to break down things in your kidneys. And after you drink that, start filling it up with your urine and collect it that way, and then start bathing in that. I mean, that's about the only way around it. But then you better, I don't know what you're going to do with your bathtub. You're going to recollect it? Maybe. Yeah, I Do Portal is awesome. The only thing I Do Portal got all wrong is he's like, people that are vegetarian can't be as strong as people that eat meat. And I'm like, you're missing it, buddy. You're being too animalistic and not understanding the higher consciousness. But everything else he does is amazing. He's one of my favorites. I think it was the fact that he was having a conversation with somebody that was vegan, and vegans tend to be religious dumbasses, and they don't understand the whole concept either. But yeah. Alright, Ripe Soul. Buteween, the best time to sun gaze is not when it's going away from you, but when it's coming at you. As the sun's coming towards you is the best time for a lot of reasons. So simply, in the morning it is. Because the sun is getting bigger and it's starting to envelop your whole mind. It's going, where if it's going away, it's pulling something from you to a degree. It's still giving you light, but it's becoming smaller. So nighttime, it's good to sun gaze at nighttime, but you'd be better off moon gazing. Or maybe not. Depends on what you think of the moon and if you need to get rid of something. Moon gazing is good for getting rid of things. It's dispelling energy. It means if you have something that you need to get rid of, stare into the sun and say, hey, please take this from me. Where the sun is offering you something. So you don't moon gaze when the moon is going away from you, just like you don't sun gaze when the sun is going away from you. You moon gaze when it's right there, and you say, "Hey, can you help me with this?" Just like the sun, they both. It's like if someone was talking to you, you don't talk to them when they're walking away. You talk to them when they're walking to you. And the sun and moon, if you think of them as bodies of information, you want to talk to them when they're coming to you. And if you need to, you can squint your eyes at the sun. You can look through trees. You can look through your hand. You could use two hands. You could. I get, when I haven't done it in a while and I need a little bit of a, let me get into it. I look through the tree, because it will cut off a little bit of the energy of the sun. I like what you said there. Meditate in the sun in a dark room and tan. I like it, because I can notice that, because when I feel more informed, like I haven't been outside in the sun, but my skin is a little darker than it was when I was like in a very desolate, dark, like introverted space, where when I was like, hey, let me be more creative and do some things, I felt energy come through me and start to like cause my skin to have a little more sun energy. Like I became warmer. Your blood comes to the surface. You become a little redder and warmer, and it's kind of taking that melanin, which was stored in your bone marrow. You take light into your eyes and into your skin and into your blood, and it produces what is your bone marrow, which is your the healthier part of creation in your immune system that creates, and you store that, and then it starts to come out of you and become your skin. So creativity is stored in your bone marrow to a degree. Man, you guys are getting a fucking boatload or a fuck ton of awesome right now. Yeah, dowsing is awesome. Hey, so it's 2:22 and it's about to be 22 seconds. I think I really have to piss at this point. I know I said that about 20 minutes ago. How do you create more energy for the opposite sex? You don't create it outwardly, you create it magnetically. It's a pulling in of sorts. Dimension extensions, IPAs for me are very feminine because they're made with hops, and hops were brought to the beer because of the I forget what strand or strain or denomination of the church did it, but they were putting hops in beers because it was feminine and was causing men to have less sex drive. So hops aren't a great thing unless you're already overabundant in your masculine hormones. But other than that, IPAs are very, very they should be used specifically, and there's a reason why all these, whiny, bratty, hippie, cunty, cocksuckers. Oh, am I talking like myself? These assholes that like love their IPAs. No, they're twats. I'm just being real. And trust me, look at me. I'm skinny. I'm a twat myself. But I've drank plenty of IPAs that they're not good. They're feminizing, and people need feminization to a degree, but not to how much they put it into beers and made your 30, 60, and 90-minute IPAs. What you're looking for is an APA, an American Pale Ale. An American Pale Ale takes and dry hops. They don't wet hop. Wet hop means you put it in for 30, 60, or 90 minutes to collect all the tannins and the bitter elements, and also extract a lot of the feminizing agents of the plant, which produces in the masculine, because men are drinking all the IPAs. Women don't like this. They don't want bitter because women are already bitter. See, men are ingesting all of that, producing a feminine characteristics because it has all of the precursors for all of the feminine hormones. But if you take those hops and make it a dry hop, meaning you throw it in at the tail end and you just get a short boil out of them, you're only extracting the really good aroma and chemicals that are beneficial to the masculine. So there you go. You guys are getting so much good stuff out of this. You had a steak today? Well, enjoy the pains. If the steak was good, man, you know what I mean? I ain't got nothing against anybody that feel like they need to eat a cow. Like, if that's, you know, part of your thing. Don't get me wrong. Like, if we all sitting down, I was sitting down at a party and people had they're turning the fucking giant pig that was on the, you know, I'm probably gonna eat that with them. The next day, I'm gonna go ahead and get up in the morning and do a coffee enema and, you know, get the fuck out of there. But what up, Cam? Yeah, natural feral undiluted mind. I have that video. Go watch that one. And you're actually probably watching it happen currently. Watermelon, tanuki. I've done many talks on Himalayan salt as well. If it's dead, it's dead. Salt is not for human consumption. Do I consume salt? Occasionally. If I'm eating a Tom Robbins tomato sandwich with mayonnaise on white bread, I'm going to put a little bit of cracked salt on there. But as a normal part of my diet, no way. I don't like it. And anybody that I've interacted with, that I've gotten on to removing salt from the diet, as soon as they put salt on something, or if we go out and eat somewhere, they're like, this shit is so salty. I'm like, yeah, because it's not supposed to be there. And they immediately notice that salt is a very you know, it's to be used sparingly for specific purposes, and it's just not for human consumption. It's not for anyone's consumption. It's to grow things out of. It's a mirror of a reflective holographic matrix that only is set there to refract information into plant life. It's not for humans to consume, but you can, and it's a fun little thing. And a little bit of salt on top of a awesome chocolate chip cookie is great. But let's just, you know what I mean, just don't do it all the time, and you'll find yourself being much more balanced and not. The more salt you ingest, the more you need. It's just like any other drug. And butane, I wouldn't be so hard on that cow suffering. What I would be more concerned with is that your need to point out that the cow was suffering, because the cow is now dead, and so maybe now that cow is actually birthed into human form as a child. So aren't we happy that we've extracted extracted the spirit out of the animal's skin suit, where it didn't have opposable thumbs and couldn't speak, and now is actually upgraded itself? So just when you walk down the street, should I claim you to be not caring about the ants on the ground, or are you a speciesist? You know what I mean? Because I found myself in that battle many times. Does an ant's life have any more value or any less value than a chicken's, than a fish's, than mine, than a cow? And if I can't answer that, then I just have to go, well, if I'm going to step on an ant, I can eat a cow and I can eat a chicken. Should I do it? Do I want to? No, I'm not going to do that all the time. But if it's, you know, maybe I've done a service to the economy of the world by allowing maybe an ant to move into its next realm as a spider, and a spider, if I smash that spider when it's in my house, about to, you know, red and, oh, why is it? Kill it, fuck it, out of here. And that can become an ant eater that then becomes, after I kill the anteater, becomes an ox that then becomes the cow that then becomes what I milked and said, thank you, mother cow. Then I eat its meat, and then it becomes my sister, that then becomes my mother, then becomes God itself. But what do I know? I know Jack said if you eat meat, you will never go to heaven. Never! I know, Jack, you must have never been to heaven because I've been to heaven while eating meat. And I've had a girl eating my meat while she was in heaven too. Imagine that. Guess you don't know what heaven is. What's up, Living Waters? Man, hopefully you go back through this whole audio. I think all day today, I've been producing some pretty high quality content, and this one is no different. Hey, I know, Jack. I would challenge you to go to produce some content if you would hold steadfastly to eating meat. Have you ever eaten meat in your life? I know, Jack. Have you eaten meat, or did you just come out the womb as a superhuman that never that floated and never ate meat or got in a fight or talked bad about anyone, or do you wear glasses? Do you wear sunglasses? Do you have a hearing aid? Have you ever been rude to someone? You know what I mean? I think it's silly. Onrex Alex, the difference between sun and moon gazing. Sun is giving you energy if it's coming at you, and moon gazing is extracting energy from you. And there's a good reason to moon gaze. In my earlier video today, I was talking about the moon as an extraction agency, and I think that's what it is. And it's good. It's a good thing, but it's not good if you have something good in you. You don't want it extracted from you. So it'd be a bad idea to be going out in the moon and moon gazing if you don't have anything to get rid of. I think the moon is connected to what the salt of the earth is, and what shit is, and what Saturn is, and what soil is, and putting that in the earth, or putting it back to where it belongs. And maybe if we all just left our shit on the ground and gave our shit to the moon would become really fully charged again, and we'd have 2 suns in the sky. What's up, buddy? Yeah, BB Life, I think Hug Trees is BB Life, do you know Master of Earth? Go check out Master of Earth. Master of Earth is massive human being with immaculate knowledge that talks about how he got as strong as he is by literally hugging a tree. Because not only are you ingesting the negative particles and ionizing and grounding yourself, but you're literally enabling and enacting every single muscle in your body to put your feet and your arms around a tree. So it's high level stuff. Living Waters, how long do I let my urine age? I have some that's almost 8 years old, but most of it, like 3 months is a good amount. 3 weeks should be enough to use it, but 3 months is enough where I feel comfortable putting it on my skin. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Jack. I just take things to an extreme and an extent just to play either the devil's advocate or God's fucking prodigal son. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. I just play. I don't. To me, it's all irrelevant what you do with your life and how you think you need to consume whatever it is. Each one teach one. Whatever you need to eat, you need to eat. If you think you need to consume death, because we all consume death and we bring it to life if we know what we're doing. I'm capable of bringing dead things to life. But if you consume something that's living and kill it, that's one thing. And if you consume something dead and it kills you, that's another thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So check it out, y'all. This has been fucking spectacular and glorious, and I appreciate y'all listening, and this has been a good time. So for anybody that comes here in the future, and for all of you, thumbs up are great, thumbs down are better. And if you all go fuck off, that's great too. And if you tell me to fuck off, that's really sweet of you. If you want to, feel free to give me some of your hard-earned money and currency and cash, because this is all I do. I don't have a job. This is my work. So if you all can help me out to keep me drunk, to get me high, to give me some food, to pay my rent, to get a roof over my head, that's excellent of you. If not, I'm appreciative that you all here are listening. And I will come back on here in a little while, but I do have to piss so fucking terribly bad, and I want to charge both of these devices, that maybe I will come back on here after I recharge myself with grounding myself and breathing a little bit, because I just really put in 2.5 hours of me talking the highest level of knowledge. So if 2.5 hours of me giving you the ultimate wisdom of gods and goddesses and archons and archetypes of the world, if this ain't worth a buck to you, I don't know what it is. But anyways, thank you all for listening, and have a glorious, wonderful evening of wonder and congruency and weirdness and strangeness. And I think I'll see you in a little bit, y'all. Feel free. I'm going to listen to this myself soon. So thank you. Stay well, do good things, inspire the world. If you can't do that, at least pet a puppy. And if you can't pet a puppy, kick a cat. Wait, don't do that, because cat will attack you. Find something you can pet. Or tell a joke. Find a joke. Tell me a joke next time. Do that. See you soon.